Ladies and gentlemen, LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight was announced this week at Gamescom. We're going to be breaking down everything there is to know about the game thus far. I am super hyped for it. Hopefully you guys all are as well. So buckle up for a good time. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start by watching the trailer. I'm going to go through it, break it down a little bit, show you some Easter eggs, things like that I'm seeing as I watch it. I, of course, being a Batmaniac, can probably point out a lot of references. So hold on tight. We're going to watch this. We're going to kind of skim it really through kind of quickly. So I'm not going to spend too much time on the stuff here. This whole scene, of course, is a nod to the suit-up sequences that we saw in like the Joel Schumacher movies, that kind of thing, and a little bit in the Tim Burton ones. And I do believe, by the way, that's a reference to Batman Begins specifically. Okay, now something to point out. Now, you're going to see some other sources I saw, talk about this, but this Batman suit, okay? This is not the same that we got in the minifigure during the Batman movie stuff, right? Because the details are a little different. There's a little specks of yellow on it that we did not get on that minifigure, so that's really neat. I'm sure we're going to be talking about that a little bit later, but I want to point that out right here, right now. Become the hero. So that gameplay looks awesome. We're going to talk a lot about that later, trust me. But it is pretty great. They got the Danny Elfman theme, which I actually did not notice until this moment.
I'm Batman.
Dang right he is. Build the legacy.
Why so serious?
So we're gonna have Red Hood. We'll talk more about him later. Red Hood, Joker.
Nuts? Let's get nuts. I'm allergic to nuts.
Who's the man behind the mask?
We got some Catwoman. Okay, that, in case you don't know, I don't know who wouldn't know this at this point. That explosive spray, an obvious nod to the Batman Arkham games, which there's going to be a lot of that. We're going to be comparing these games a lot, which is so weird to say. We're going to be comparing Lego Batman to the Lego Arkham games. I never thought I would say that sentence in my life, but then again, here I am. Now, that Batmobile is also, by the way, not the same Batmobile that we got in the Lego set form for the Batman Batmobile. So, got to mention that. It's really, really interesting. Really, really worth bringing up. And then get this remade iconic scene from the film The Batman. Which seems like this trailer, at the very least, borrows especially a lot from the Batman movie in terms of, inspiration, design. That shot again. Yeah, that's straight from the Batman trailer. Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by... Ah! Who put that there? I could have really hurt myself.
Build the Legacy in 2026. Wishlisting starts now. Sign up for WB Games account to unlock Golden Age Batsuit. Anyways, so that's the gist of it. That is what that is going to look like. Now, again, we're going to talk a lot about this, a lot more. I have so many thoughts. We're going to dive onto Twitter, do some tweets, or X, whatever you want to call it now. We're going to be talking a lot about that, which, by the way, in case you don't know, I'm Case Wolf, by the way. Thanks for tuning in thus far. I'm the only YouTuber you know that can confirm to you that I have an appendix, okay, which is great. But moving on, a lot to break down. Now, there's a million people out there on the internet who are just breaking down things, so I'm going to curate, and I actually have a bunch of, I said before, tweets, posts on X, whatever you want to call it, about this game with just some things in there just to mention. I think before I get to all of that, though, I'm actually going to go back to YouTube and IGN, okay, they posted a video with 30 minutes of gameplay footage. It's like a whole level, basically, and it looks like it's the whole, like, Batman fighting Red Hood, causing him to fall into the acid becoming Joker kind of thing. So I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but I'm going to bring it up. We're going to skim some parts of it, and I'll show you, point out some things that I find interesting. So right here early on, we're going into combat. And it's so insane how similar this is to Batman Arkham. Now, it's a little more direct, it's made for kids, so obviously you have the triangle indicator up top there, making sure the kids know which button to press, which, makes sense. There's also, I think, in my opinion, personal preference, way too much talking. I feel like characters just talk all the time and point out exactly what you need to do. But again, it is a kid's game, so I can only, say so much. I grew up on these Lego Batman games, and this is insane to me because, like, this is right now what we're looking at. A great combination of both, like, Arkham fight style, yeah, like those finishers, and Lego. And I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful combination, absolutely beautiful. And there's also some stealth as well. Let's skip ahead to that a little bit. So here's the stealth. So literally, you're going on perching, right? You could knock guys out. I think the guy misses him, or does he? I don't know. You take guys out like that, which reminds me of Spider-Man a lot, honestly. The Spider-Man game that we got. Yeah, I got a takedown there. Of course, you got the classic he'll fall into bits and bricks and stuff like that, studs. So that's very, very fun. But it's so, like, it's so weird to look at, but I love it so much. Like, that is so Batman Arkham, and I'm absolutely all for it. I adore this. This is fantastic. All right, moving much further along, much further ahead. So there's this Red Hood guy who's going to be fighting Batman and Commissioner Gordon, and he's a big fig, okay? So it's really interesting because, again, if you think of the Batman Arkham series, this fight plays out very similarly to a lot of fights in that. Like, when you fight, like, the Titan guys, I mean, this is so similar. Because we got all that, like, rapid punching, when Batman, like, stuns a guy sometimes in some of the games. He can do that kind of thing. And I just think that is just so cool. But we've seen enough of that for now. Not a whole lot to break down here specifically. Now, I'm skipping things really further to the end now. The reason why is because there's a cutscene I want to talk about here, which I'm going to get really nitpicky about because I love these characters involved. And so if I'm nitpicky, it's because there's certain ways that I wish they were, seen and stuff like that. So let's dive in. I think this clip will hopefully encompass all my thoughts here, and I can explain afterwards. But let's watch this. So...
Well, it's time to retire. Feel free to drop in.
Which, by the way, is a line straight from Batman 1989, and of course I love it. It's a Joker line. Now, my problem is he's laughing very sporadically and chaotically like that when he's still Red Hood. And that just feels weird, because that feels like when he falls into the acid, that doesn't change anything. And I think that's dumb from a Batman fan's perspective, because that's supposed to change everything. It only changes his appearance. Like, I'm not buying that.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Give me your hand.
Now, here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want there to be just a really big, massive reveal at the end where, oh man, he said that, which means this Red Hood guy must be Joker. Because that would be very, very dumb, because with the way he's acting, he used that joy buzzer. He's not even Joker yet. He threw the cards. He's not even Joker yet. So I appreciate the reference, because, it's the greatest movie of all time, being Batman, the 1989 one, obviously. But I don't know. The gameplay and all that looks great. I'm playing this game hardcore as soon as it comes out. I'm pre-ordering, and that's saying a lot for me, because the last game I pre-ordered was a massive mistake. I'm going to admit this now to everybody online, so get your cameras out. Guys, I'm sorry. I need to apologize. The last game I pre-ordered, it was the deluxe edition of Avengers, and I want to apologize to all the families and family members involved in this terrible decision and the oversight made by my team and my community, because it was a clear lapse of judgment, and I do apologize, and I'm greatly sorry. And again, I apologize for all the families involved in that decision. Anyways, jumping back over to X. So this page called Lego Games News says what seems to be Batman the Animated Series Batmobile, Dark Knight Batpod, Arkham Knight Batmobile, and BVS Batmobile. So let's look at these. These are silhouettes from the menu. So that would be the animated series one, okay? So hopefully you guys can see that and understand where they're coming from there. That'd be the animated series. Batpod, that's obvious. That's going to be playable in the game. This looks like the Arkham one, if I were to guess, because it's got the 3 fins. And I could totally see that, and that's a pretty decent Batmobile. But it's not, I don't think that's the, is it the Arkham Knight Batmobile? I'm not sure. Because it could be the original one as well. We'll have to see. And then this is definitely the Batman vs. Superman one. And to be honest, this is a Batmobile that I actually really, really like. I think a lot of people don't give it as much love as I think it deserves, but I really like the design. It's really sleek, and it feels like it combines both the classic, fast car aspect with the insane durability of the tumbler. So I do really like that. That is a really nice touch, if you ask me. DCU Updates posts this, which is interesting. It's an image showing the 3 difficulties the game is going to have. So I'm going to make this a little larger. Hopefully you guys can see this. Classic mode, it's kind of off to the side. There's a bit of a glare, but it says Classic mode offers a traditional LEGO experience, unlimited lives, fewer enemies, advanced enemy types will appear less frequently. Caped Crusader says that Caped Crusader mode offers a balanced focus on combat and story, unlimited lives, more enemies, advanced enemy types will appear more frequently. Dark Knight mode, okay, this is the mode I'm probably going to play when I first pop this game on, but it says Dark Knight mode offers harder combat for all heroes seeking a challenge, unlimited lives, more enemies, advanced enemy types will appear more frequently. It's a LEGO game, so I don't expect it to be hard, so that's why Dark Knight mode is going to be my like go-to probably when I do this, but reading this makes me excited and I'm very much looking forward to it. All right, moving along, Ashen Flash. I'm a big fan of Ashen Flash. He posted this. He says the OG LEGO Batman goon returns, so yeah, there's that guy. That is really, really cool to see. And then we got, you know, the classic clip of him punching it from the original LEGO Batman intro. So just for comparison. And yeah, that is really awesome to see because that is obviously not a coincidence. So I really like seeing that. Here's another one he shows where we see some goons in clown gear. So that's really, really cool to see. And we also have these clown goons who look like the guys from the bank heist at the beginning of The Dark Knight. So that's also really, really fun. And that's the thing with this game. This game is going to be paying so much homage to all the great Batman things. I think it's less focused on telling a story and an original story and more focused on being like, let's tell a coherent story, but cram all of the best elements of Batman throughout the last, like, what is it? 70, 80 years? It's been like 80-ish years, yeah. Over 80 years now at this point. Cram it all into one game and just have fun with it. And that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I think looks fantastic. So excited for this. DCU Updates posts this video of them doing a burnout in the Batmobile, which looks like a heck of a lot of fun. So nothing crazy there. It can boost too, which, I mean, should be no surprise. It's the Batmobile after all. But either way, I mean, it looks so fun. It looks like this is a labor of love game, and I absolutely love what I'm seeing right here. It's also been confirmed that Matt Berry is the voice of Lego Bane. I don't know who Matt Berry is, but other people do, and they seem to be really excited about it. So if you're one of those people, cool. WB Games, they posted this also as well. We're seeing Batman in the more classic black and yellow bat suit, but he's driving the Bat Bike. That's the one from the Batman movie. And it's really cool because there's a lot of Easter eggs in this image as well. For one, if you look at the purple thing up here, the pink, I guess, it is hardly dented, which is really funny. It is a reference, obviously, to Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face. If you didn't know that, you should know that by now, by the way. And then over here, I'm going to drag my thing. You see the Soda Cola, which, in case you didn't know, Soda Cola is a cola brand in the DC universe that I've heard of in like DC Universe Online, but never heard of anywhere else. So I know it exists, and seeing it there, I'm just like, hey. So that's really cool. Again, the attention to detail is just fantastic in this game from what I'm seeing so far. And just as a massive Batman fan alone, I'm really excited for this. There's that homage again to the Batman Arkham explosive gel. So that's really awesome. Here's one. Disgusting Film posted this, but you can see in the background of one of the things, there's the original Lego Batman video game cover art, which looks like this, by the way. Looks like that, and you can see the original cover art right here in the window. So that's really cool to see also as well. There's another one from Ashen Flash. It says exclusive first look at Jim Gordon's vehicles. So we got a SWAT team van. That's pretty neat looking. We got a GCPD police car. Pretty simple. And then a police bike. Now, something else to notice too. I don't know if you noticed this in any of the gameplay footage or anything like that, but Jim Gordon, well, let's back up. Because Batman glides with his cape, right? I think every character is going to have a way to move around via the sky, right? So Jim Gordon's got this. It's almost like a Fortnite glider that he pulls out. Look at the GCPD stuff on it, which looks kind of dumb, but also I don't care. It's a Lego game, so we're not supposed to look at it like it's the Citizen Kane of video games. All right, so Batman Arkham Videos, they do some great work, by the way, if you've never followed them. They posted a massive post here. I'm going to read this for you guys and kind of break it down. This is like all the hardcore details, everything you're going to need to know that we can know specifically from this point. Here's what it says. Here's some details about Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, releasing in 2026 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC via Steam and Epic Games, and Nintendo Switch 2. First, story-led campaign from Bruce's origins, training with a League of Shadows, blends 86 years of Batman film, TV, comics, games into an original narrative, and that is something that really makes me excited. Next, open-world Gotham City with crimes, puzzles, rewards, and Easter eggs, traversed by grapple, glide, and vehicles. Vehicles, a range of Batmobiles, including the Battinson muscle car and the Tumbler, and Bat cycles with the ability to summon a Batmobile anywhere, which also is very Arkham Knight-ish, so I do like seeing that. That's really fun. Previews show open world collectibles like bat caches and smashable penguin rubber duckies. Riddler trophies / challenges not officially announced but possible. Confirmed locations include Ace Chemicals, Gotham Botanical Gardens, Wayne Tower, and Arkham Asylum. You shouldn't expect anything less from an open world Batman game though, to be honest. New combat system with Arkham-like fluid chains, counters, takedowns, and gadgets like explosive gel. Stealth system with takedowns inspired by Arkham. Gadgets include Batman's Batarangs, Batclaw, and Explosive Gel, Jim Gordon's Foam Sprayer, Robin's Line Launcher, Catwoman's Whip. Play solo or in 2-player local co-op, no online co-op, which is a bit of a disappointment. Not that I would expect LEGO games to step up their game like that, but if I wanted to get one of my siblings together, which, you know, I moved out, I don't live with my siblings anymore, to play this, I mean, we wouldn't really be able to play it anywhere other than, you know, in each other's presence, which, you know, is not always the most practical thing sometimes. So that's a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world. I don't really expect it from a LEGO game, to be quite honest. There are 7 playable characters in the campaign, including Batman, Jim Gordon, Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, Catwoman, and Talia al Ghul. Now, I do want to say, I don't think that's an extensive list of all the playable characters. I think there's going to be some more. I think those are just the base characters, although I did hear that they're not going to have a million playable characters like they do in most LEGO games, where basically every character you see has a playable version somewhere here or there. So that's a little disappointing, but I think as long as we get, at least if we get all the heroes, maybe a villain or two, I'll be satisfied. Speaking of villains, the confirmed villains seem to be Joker, Penguin, Poison Ivy, Ra's al Ghul, Bane, and more. The Batcave hub, okay, get this, is customizable with displays, vehicles, trophies, collectibles, and includes a Batsuit gallery. That I'm dying to see. I'm so excited to see that. Golden Age Batsuit is unlockable by signing up for WB Games account. We went over that earlier. No microtransactions or consumables. No microtransactions or consumable in-game purchases. Offline play supported. Internet only for updates. So that is always a great thing to hear. Always a great thing to hear. Ace Chemicals mission reimagined with Red Hood Gang and Joker's origin. I don't know what they mean by Ace Chemicals mission reimagined. That's confusing to me, but whatever. Pattinson era Batman and Gordon modeled after Jeffrey Wright. Deep cut suits like the Batman Brave and the Bold, the 1939 first appearance, Rainbow Batman, and classic Gordon. Here, let me open some of these photos up right here. We saw that already. So these are some of the costumes we see. Let me drag my screen on. There we go. So over here you can see that. Dark Knight suit. There's also, you know, the classic suit, the Brave and the Bold suit, which, you know, we're looking at a little bit in some of the gameplay footage. The Battinson suit, the first appearance Rainbow. Yeah, all that good stuff. Now, I want to take a moment to kind of explain something I don't like. And that is, I'm not a big fan of the movie The Batman. And I don't like that I feel like they're cramming the Batman style stuff in your face with this game. I don't think this game's going to be all about the Batman movie, which is good. But, I mean, seeing that in all the promotionals for the most part, he's wearing the suit from that game, I don't like that much. I think in the story, maybe he wears it for a little bit at the early point, because in the Batman, he is, of course, a younger version of himself. He's only been at it for like 2 years. So seeing him in the Batman suit for the early couple of missions, I could get behind that. That's not a problem. I think that makes sense to me. But I would want to get out of that suit as soon as it becomes available to get out of that suit. Not that I have any issues with the suit specifically, but I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the movie it was associated with. I know that's a really hot take because everyone else seems to love that movie. But guess what? I'm not everybody else. So, okay, this we have to talk about. So, IGN posted this. I forget who it is they're talking to right here. This is at Gamescom. I'm talking to one of the developers, okay? And it's this little reel right here. They're asking him yes or no questions. Is this character in the game? Is it not? And he's confirming and not answering some of the questions. So let's look at this together, okay?
Is Batmite in the game?
Yes. Superman.
No.
Harley Quinn.
No comment.
Peacemaker.
No.
Bob the Goon.
No comment.
Terry McGinnis.
No comment.
Jason Bateman. I'm kidding.
So I didn't think you were going to ask that one. That is an interesting one.
Oh.
Let's just say that
Okay.
we are alert to everything that has happened with people connected in,
I would
in the Batman
love
universe.
All right.
if they had Jason
Condiment
Bateman.
King.
I am thrilled to exclusively reveal the Condiment King is in Lego.
Yes.
The nice coat guy from Batman Begins when Bruce Wayne trades the coat.
It's a nice coat.
Okay.
No comment.
Okay.
David Zaslav.
No comment.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not Zaslav. But anyways, so that's really, really cool. We're going to see some characters. Batmite. I mean, if you know Batmite, you know Batmite. You know that he's great. Bob the Goon, I love that so much. Again, Batman, the OG one, my favorite movie of all time. So seeing that nod, that makes me really, really happy on the inside. Terry McGinnis being a maybe. That's an optimistic maybe, though, so I'm counting on it. If they have Jason Bateman, though, I am going to love that so much. That is going to be hilarious. So here's something, too. Now, this, people are not really looking at this as much as they probably should be, but this Batman display, okay, it's talking about it's got, you know, newspaper and stuff. Nothing too exciting, in my opinion, on the newspaper. But what I find really exciting is in this minifigure, this is, of course, at Gamescom, something they had set up, he's wearing the Batman 1989 bat suit, which basically confirms that that will be a suit playable in the game. And that, of course, makes me very, very happy because, like I said before, like several times in this video and just a minute or two ago, I love that film. Greatest film of all time, if you ask me. So, again, really, really happy. I'll probably be maining that suit, or like if there's a Batman Returns suit, I don't know if we're going to do both. One of those two, probably, for most of the game, because that is what I love. All right, I mentioned the man, the myth, the legend, Ashen Flash. He says, here's a few references I spotted in my hour playthrough of Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Black Mask confirmed, question mark. The Grey Ghost, Star Labs, Q Corp. Does Green Arrow exist in this world? So, Sionis Industries, if those of you do not know, that is what Black Mask, the villain, what he owns, what he runs, what he operates. Grey Ghost reference, there you go. Star Labs on a crate, that's cool. Probably not going to see much more out of that. It's probably just a fun one-off reference. And then Q Corp, hello, goodbye. And there's also a reference right there. You can see that little thing. That's probably a good, you know, Green Arrow reference, I would think. So that's pretty cool. That's cool to see. Some really, really good references to point out there. Here's seemingly, by the way, that confirmation I was telling you guys about with the Riddler trophies. It says Riddler puzzles will be scattered across Gotham City in Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. So that might be rumor. Let's hope it's more than just a rumor. I'm excited for that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I'm going to end things, I think, today. So that is all the information I can find of really useful, valuable things that we know are coming to this game. I'm super excited for it. Like I said, I'm probably going to pre-order it. I mentioned, you know, my previous mistakes in pre-ordering in the past, but hopefully this makes up for it. But again, very, very excited for it. People are saying, kind of jokingly, I think, though, that's going to give GTA 6 a run for its money. I don't know about that, but I do know that if this comes out before GTA 6, it'll probably be the best performing game of 2026 before GTA 6 comes out, that is. So we'll have to see. It's going to be a pre and post GTA 6 world, I think, after that. But regardless, really excited for it. Really, really great. Really, really fun. Again, very much looking forward to this game. But if you enjoyed this video, ladies and gentlemen, and want to see more commentary or reviews, hit that subscribe button. Or if you saw anything or anything gets announced, maybe that I did not see before the time I put this video out, hit me up in the comments. Glad to see what you think there. But that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys all so very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.